Hello and welcome to the Drivers Room. This is the Endurance Championship and we are at round 5 of Season 3 and we are at Fuji and this is Tier 3. Let's head on down to the grid and we'll see how the guys shaped up after qualifying. On pole running the Super Softs is Martin. In second we've got Stephen running Super Softs. Third we got Spooky Dookie running Super Softs. Fourth, we got Boopaloopo, racing softs on the front, racing super softs on the rear. Fifth, we got Yaganat on racing super softs. Sixth is G Rabbit on super softs. Comrade Mitsos in seventh on racing softs. In eighth, we got Flapjack on racing softs. Ninth is Tom Nixon running super softs. In 10th, we got Brood running racing softs. Richie is in 11th on softs, with Delta in 12th on Super Softs. That guy Revs in 13th on Super Softs, and 14th we've got Ricky on Super Softs. So that's your grid for round 5 of Season 3. One thing just to note there, as you will notice coming down the grid walk, Revs is in the plain white livery of the OP car as he qualified for it for this round. See if he can make that come to some use for him fighting from the back of the grid. Let's head down to the front and see how things pan out heading down into that heavy braking zone of turn 1. So here we are, ready for the start of round 5 for tier 3. As you see the lights starting to come on, 3, 4, 5 red lights and being held for a little while, and green, they are away. Everybody seems to have got a clean start, no false starts or excessive wheel spins. As we head down into turn 1, and Stephen has just got his nose ahead of Martin, taking the inside line through turn 1. That's pushed Martin back. He's also lost out to Boopaloopo. The two McLarens getting a good start there. They head down into turn 2, and Boopaloopo's just having a little look up the inside of Stephen. Stephen runs way wide through turn 2 there. He must have forgot that you have to turn left for that corner. He goes out on a completely separate part of the track from everybody else. So that's allowed Martin to slide back up into first place. As we know from previous videos and from the Sunday League, Martin is an extremely fast driver. I've just seen somebody else go flying off in the background. I think it was possibly Tom. It was a dark coloured car anyway. Or was it Flapjack? He's now down in 13th. He looks to be waiting for G Rabbit. He must have collected him. He does the driver's room number 1 and the cardinal rule. If you hit somebody off, you wait to let them back past. Very fair racing from Flapjack. So both Ferraris now got to fight from the back. So we come around the final corner, heading round to finish lap 1. Martin lost out on the start, but got his first place back by the end of the lap. So run through the grid as they come down towards the line. Martin is in first. We've got Boopaloopo in second. Stephen in third after his excursion at corner 2. Spooky Dookie right on the back of him. Then we got Yaganat in 5, being followed closely by Comrade Mitsos. That very good looking Citroen. Tom Nixon is in 7th. We see Brood go flying off in the background there. Richie's in 8th. Delta now in 9th. Revs in 10th. Brood is still struggling to get back onto the track. That's allowed Ricky up into 11th now. Brood down to 12th. Just missed his braking point going into turn 1. G Rabbit in 13th and Flapjack 14th, starting their recovery drives. It's a good thing with these endurance races that not a lot of people take into consideration when they get in the first lap incident. There's still a long way to go in an hour's race. These two guys are going to see what they can do. So Martin's starting to edge out lead now over Boobaloobo, just starting to stretch away. We've seen Martin do this in a couple of races now. Once he gets out in front, he can just slowly edge away. You see the two McLarens, Linus there and Stephen, trying to get some positions back after that mistake on lap 1. He's got his head back down and he is charging after Boobaloobo. Machine coming down towards turn 1 here. Stephen pulls out alongside. He's looking for the inside line. He's got the slipstream. Will he be braver on the brakes? And he sends it nice and cleanly up the inside. Great move from Stephen, but he just runs out wide on the exit, and that allows Boobaloobo back through. Stephen is having a little bit of a nightmare here so far. Although he's made it round turn 2 this time. Well done. And Spooky is catching right up on the back of these in his Aston. All this battling with Boobaloobo is actually bringing everybody up behind. So Stephen and Boobaloobo and the two McLarens are fighting here for second place. That's allowed Spooky to catch up, Jaganat to catch up, Comrade Midsos even back down to 7th with Tom in the other McLaren. He's also catching, so second place is being fought over by 5 or 6 cars at the moment. This is going to be interesting to see how this pans out. But the more these lot battle as well. Richie isn't too far behind there in the background. He's also got a chance to get fighting through. A lot of people will be thinking they've got a good chance of a podium here. See Spooky locked in behind Stephen there. Stephen just tries to break the toe, but he knew if he pulled out he would have lost the toe in front, which really would have left him vulnerable. The McLaren's, a good flow McLaren doesn't quite have the poke over a lot of cars. See Spooky looking up to the inside. A little lock up from Stephen and Boobaloobo. Both McLarens are snatching a break a little bit there. And Spooky with a lovely move up the inside and puts him up to 3rd now as he looks to do the same to Boobaloobo. Just has a moment there going into that fast left-hander of turn 2. She's looking up the inside now, just a little bit too far back. That could have ended horribly. Just allowing Stephen just to get back interested. Stephen dives to the inside, but he's going to be too far back there. Because this is the Autopolis. Where am I going? This is the Fuji short course. Or is it the long course? It's the one with the chicane. You have to excuse me, I'm tired and I have a headache while doing this, and my brain doesn't work too well in those situations. Spooky stays out wide, just allowing Stephen to get up. Oh, that close right up there. Spooky went for the wide line to cut back in. Stephen dove up the inside and Boobaloobo was a little bit slow through the corner. All 3 cars closed up massively there. Sorry, we seem to be focusing on these at the moment, but this is where there's all the battles happening at this moment in time. Let's go down into turn 1. Spooky Looky again up the inside of Stephen. What Stephen would have learned after the last time. And Spooky is good under the brakes into turn 1. And then Stephen really has to be careful because Midsos is all over the back of him. Can't exactly miss that Dayglow orange livery there of Midsos. He would have seen him. As we see Tom and Jaganat have a little battle in the background. Tom's just got ahead for now. And Stephen is under pressure now from Midsos. They both run a little bit wide. Tom is now catching these two. As I see Midsos looking up the inside, the same move Stephen pulled a lap before. So Stephen down into fifth as Midsos passed him, and he's got Tom with a much better exit out. The final corner is all over the back of Stephen now. Tom will also be getting the double slipstream from Comrade and Stephen. He is right in behind Stephen there. As he pulls out now, is he going to wedge Stephen in? Stephen's not really got anywhere to go. He wiggles his way through. He's trying desperately to get that McLaren stopped. Just couldn't quite get it stopped and turned as quick as the Citroen of Midsos would. As you see, also ahead, Spooky is now past Boobalubo. A lot of action here at the front of this Tier 3 grid. There's a lot of good drivers coming to the series this season. There's some fantastic battles throughout. A lot of the guys in here are Tier 2 and Tier 1 material, so don't be surprised if you follow their rise through the tiers as the seasons crank through. Stephen now just a bit of a nudge, and that's Stephen back up into fifth. Nothing too nasty, just a robust overtake there. Comrade's got a where'd he get that penalty from? I missed that one. I'll just jump back and see where he got it from. It's probably just a broken penalty system. So we jump on board with Midsos. There's no penalty at the moment. We're coming down towards turn 2. Oh, 2.5 seconds for cutting turn 2. Very harsh. We rejoin them now, so that's where Midsos's penalty came from. Does seem quite excessive, but that's Gran Turismo for you. We're now through onto lap 7. Everyone's just starting to settle down a little bit now. Martin has just checked out at the front while these boys have been scrapping like mad behind him. He's got clean air, no worries. Away with the fastest lap so far, 145.5. Very consistent from Martin. 145.5, 145.5, 145.5. Try to say that 10 times fast. So, very consistent from Martin. So he's dropped into the 146, probably just a sign of his tyres started to scrub a little bit. You see these guys still battling away in the background. Boobalubo is back past Spooky Lukey, but Spooky is not giving up in that Aston. Boobo might get past him, but Spooky doesn't let him get even the slightest bit away. A great battle between these guys. Comrade's just dropped off a little bit now from Stephen. You got Tom just sitting there in the background. And they're usually fast. Jaganat not really getting involved in this in... Oh yeah, sorry. I was looking at the map and it was a completely different guy. Sorry, Jaganat. Richie in the background just stalking in the Lexus. We'll run through the grid. We haven't run through it for a little while now, as we're on lap 8. So Martin is out front, controlling the race quite nicely. And then I'll do it quickly for him because these lot change positions like it's going out of fashion. Spooky's in second, Boobo's in third, Stephen in fourth, Comrade in fifth, Tom Nixon in sixth, about to be fifth, Tom in fifth, Comrade in sixth, Yaganat in seventh, Richie in 8th, Flapjack now up to 9th after his recovery drive from the back, Richie in 10th, Revs is in 11th, Brood in 12th, Delta in 13th, G-Rav is still struggling a little bit in the back of the Ferrari, although it looks like fresh boots were in order for him. It does chew the tyres a bit, that 458. He drifts her on through. We go back to this, a lot of scrapping. For every inch of tarmac available, Spooky back in second. You see Boobo in third, Stephen looking at the inside in fourth. Great battle between these two, identical machinery. No tuning in this league, just the standard bop, so identical machines for these two guys. Stephen and Boobo, just tyre difference. Boobo seems to be scrubbing that front a lot harder than Stephen is. And as we say that, we have Spooky and Boobo jumping in. Stephen's going to maybe try and break away now with some clean air. Yaganat is also in, Tom Nixon is also in, so Stephen and Comrade staying out. See if they can make some distance with the clean air now and no battling. The guys won't need to take fuel on this point, just tyres, so interesting to see where they come out. They all come out. Oh, Spooky didn't need that, running wide into turn 1 on his cold tyres. That's allowed Boobo Lubo back past. Yaganat now in 6th, Flapjack up in 7th, but yet he hasn't stopped, so he's in amongst these guys with fresh tyres. Flapjack will just be an annoyance for Tom for the moment, as he'll be diving at the way into the pits. And Richie also went in, he's got fresh boots. Brood must have gone in recently, he's only got a little bit of wear on the front. Ricky in 11th, Revs, oh. Revs is nearly running that car on the rim. Yeah, needs to get in and get them changed. No point in having an OP car if he's got no tyres to run on him. Delta in the big GTR at the back, and G trying to catch him with all his might. As we see, our race leader is heading into the pits on lap 9. 15 minutes in, so could well be setting himself up for a 3-stop. Stephen now dives into the pits. Comrade, let me select him. Comrade has stayed out. Ooh, this could be a bad call from Comrade. With how close they are, he should have gone in the pits. Could at least match Stephen on strategy. You got Boobo and Spooky side by side yet again. A little bit of door rubbing coming out of the first turn. Stephen hasn't lost out too bad. He's ahead of Yaganat. He's just lost some time to the guys in front with that extra lap. It'll be about rebuilding that back to them now. But he's going to have the quick Yaganat to contend with. As you see him close right up onto the back of Stephen. He just doesn't try anything silly through that corner. Tom's been the big loser of the first round of the pit stops for the front guys there, just being caught behind Flapjack, I think, on his worn tyres has really dropped him back from the guys ahead, so he's going to have to push now to catch back up. Steven just breaking away a little bit now from Yaganat. Bubo's still trying to pressurize Spooky, landing him back past. See, Comrade is literally just around the next corner to the guys. He has to be heading in this time. No, Comrade, where you going? Turn right, get in the pits. There he goes. Those tires are beyond used. So after the early first stint of battling, probably going to find little gaps will start to open now as people settle into their strategies. Steven posts fastest sector. Just depends on if this front four actually settle into a rhythm or if they keep battling. They do seem to have settled down there slightly. As I say that, Yaganat is close right up onto the back of Steven through that twisty little section. The Trophy is a very, very good handling car. Now, the McLaren's not a bad handling car either. I actually enjoy the McLaren. So we'll take a run through the grid again as we're now into lap 12. Martin is away into the lead now. 14-second gap back to Spooky. All that battling really has given Martin the break he needed and cost the guys behind on a chance to keep on the coattails of the very fast driver. We've got Spooky running I thought he was running wide then. Come at the wrong point of the track. Spooky in second. A great battle to get himself there. Starting to stretch away now from third place man Booba Lubo, who's maintaining his gap to Steven in fourth. Yaganat in fifth. And you got Tom in sixth. He got caught out with traffic after his pit stop, just dropped it back off the pack. Comrade in seventh. He maybe pushed his tyres 2 laps too far, not just one. Really pushed them to the limit that they had left. Richie in 8th, having a very decent, steady race. Richie just plugging along by himself. Brood in 9th. He had a couple of hairy moments at the start of the race. He's settled down there in his Subaru. One disadvantage of that car, as you can see already, it chews its tyres up that Subaru. Flapjack in 10th. It's had a very eventful race. G in 11th. Jumped up a few places now. Got Delta in 12th. And that guy, Revs, is in 13th. He's finally got some new boots on that car. And if he only just did it, those things were shot to bits because we seen him a couple of laps ago and they were screwed. And poor Ricky seems to have thrown in the towel. We'll jump back to this little group. Yeah, they've all settled down now. Actually, Boobo Lubo's now in 4th. Steven's got past him, so Boobo has had a mistake somewhere. That's allowed Stephen through. Stephen is on the better tyre, so he would have been looking for that. That's going to help Stephen probably in the battle of the strategies, but we'll see. Spooky seems to be holding a decent gap now to Stephen. Only one's really close now are Boo Boo, Lubu and Yagana. Kind of pretty well matched machines. Neither of them really have a massive advantage over the other. Although Yagana does have a tyre advantage over Boobaloobo, who seems to be eating his front tyres quicker than the other guys again, as he just gives a purple sector. Boobaloobo is part of Team Motion Blur. He's one of the junior drivers of Gadget. Actually, just looking at that, Comrade is now on his own. Mr. Tom has vanished. Tom's had an incident, he's dropped away back to 9th. He's battling hard now with Flapjack. Front of that car's a bit scuffed up there of Tom's. She's obviously had an incident somewhere that we've missed and come off the track. A big scuff and dent on the back as well then. You see Richie has dived into the pits. A little bit early, but still looking like a 3-stop. These two still at each other. You're gonna still not able just to get past that McLaren. So he's got a good run on him there down the corner, out of the corner. He's a very good exit, Yagana. Can he tuck into the slipstream? No, it's a bit too late getting the slipstream. He couldn't really get popped out. Yeah, he just seems to be getting much better exits than Boo Boo at the corner, but it could be down to Boo Boo's front tyres now. Looking slightly second hand, you see the front end wash out there as he tries to get around the penultimate corner. A little bit of contact there, nothing too serious. Once we go round to start lap 17. Yeah, I'm gonna dive to the pits. Maybe feels that coming out in some cleaner air will do him better than sitting behind Boobaloobo, try and get the undercut on him. See where he feeds it. Yep, he feeds it and does some clean air now, so I'll give him the opportunity to really apply the pressure now, just see if Boobaloobo reacts and tries to cover him off pitting this lap. Spooky has got passed by Stephen. Spooky with another full second penalty. He is getting hammered with these penalties. Must have run wide through turn 2 into turn 3 maybe. lot of good racing in this race. Very respectful from the guys. No major contact. As you see, Mitsos looking up the inside, just all closed by Boobo Lubo. Martin has jumped into the pits. He'll be back out in more than enough time ahead of these guys. Big power slide there from Mitsos as Boobo Lubo also runs wide. Will either of them go to the pits? Spooky has gone in. Boobo Lubo has stayed out. This is going to be advantage Jaganat now. Stephen now on his own. You can see Martin ahead of him after Martin's pitted. And Mitsos has got past Boobaloo. Just see both of them running wide there. Just on the steer from those tyres that don't have as much grip as they used to. But that guy there will just be looking to apply the pressure. As these guys are gonna be losing time to them now. I just see Stevens into the pits, and Boobo is just about getting in it, bouncing off the Armco barriers. Comrade is going that bit longer again. He's out in front of Steven. Spooky is now past Jaganat, just that Aston will have more grunt than the trophy. So now as Martin, we jump forward a bit as Martin comes across to start at lap 23. He has a 18.7 second lead over Steven. Another fantastic race from Martin. Steven's had an up and down race, but he seems to be closing it out very well. Was battles earlier on with those 3 or 4 guys. They battled very well. All of them stayed on the black stuff. And if you like what you're seeing here, this is obviously since our endurance championship from the Drivers Room. Operates every Thursday night. We currently have 3 tiers. It's open to drivers of all abilities and skill levels. Just all we ask is you drive with respect and cleanly. If you want to put people about, then daily races are there for you. But if you like this, get in contact with us. You can join us on Discord. And if you're not sure about that, you can contact us on Twitter, which is @Driversroom, and we'll get you in and get you signed up and part of the action. Also keep an eye out on the guys' YouTube channels. You got myself, CP Racing, Kamaru75, Plucks the Duck, Muller_CJ, Jammy D. We have Midlife Racing, Mark Bowers. And I'm forgetting some AGT racer. There's plenty of guys doing videos, doing streams of the races live, so jump on there, give the videos a like, give the channels a subscribe, and keep up to date with all the Drivers Room action. And Martin slowly starting to catch up with some back markers now. You see them on the mini map there. Stephen now in a comfortable second. He's got a nice gap back to Spooky Lukey, who has broke away a little bit now from Jaganat. That trophy just not really able to live with that Aston Martin. Bubo Lupo now dropped way back. Same for Mitsos. He's dropped back after coming in for tyres. Brood now doing well. He's got himself up to 7th. Tom is trying to rebuild in 8th after his mistake earlier on in the race. Dropped him way down the field. It just gets a right wheel on the grass there into the braking zone. The two Ferraris are locked back together now. Flapjack and G. They've done well in the battle back as well. Both dead last on lap 1 after an incident between two of them. Richie in 11th, he's got a brand new set of softs on. Revs now in 12th, there's a brand new set of super softs. A lot of penalties built up there for Revs, 7.6 seconds. And we've got Delta in 13th, he's starting to get, you just see Martin flash through the screen. Delta's going to have to shift over to the side, out of the way as the leader comes through. And Reggie throwing the towel early on. You see how close Martin is now to Delta. But we're in the phase of the race now where it looks like after the pit stops everybody's settled into a position, so it's not really going to be that many more battles. We've got Stephen actually is going to have to come into the pits very soon before he runs out of fuel. That could drop him back towards these two fellas. Jaganat also has to go in for fuel. Spooky's okay on fuel, but he's probably going to need to go in for tyres. Bubo is going to need fuel very shortly as well. Probably he's got a lap, maybe 2 laps more fuel left than that. Mitsos seems okay for now, but probably not going to make that car last for 15 minutes. Martin is also going to need a drop of fuel before the end. And having more fuel than Stevens going to have to come in this lap, so that's going to allow Martin to stretch out even further away from him. See, Stephen picks up a 1.5 second penalty there for probably dipping a portion of his tyre over the white line. And Stephen's going round for one more lap. See, Jaganat has gone into the pits, that's going to free up Spooky. Bubo is going round again. Comrade also continuing on because he doesn't really need to pit yet. He's going to need tyres, I'd say, before the end of the race. Fuel should be more than fine. Brood is going to be in the next lap. He definitely needs some more front tyres, and he's going to need some fuel. See that Subaru there, hardly affected its rear tyres at all, but front all chewed up. See, Flapjack's gone into the pits, that's released G Rabbit. Tom's been into the pits. He's going to the end there. You see Flapjack comes out side by side with Richie there through turn 1. Good driving from both of them, because they're also in a race to the finish. Rev should be okay to the end. Delta's probably going to want to go in and get rid of those fronts. GT just pulling the fronts. There's a heavy front end on that car. What are you going there? Yeah, he's not gonna stay out. He's just slipstream stealing from Martin as he headed in. Was it Steven? Sorry. So Steven in, Spooky is in. Boobo is gonna push on one more lap. Could be a mistake. He's still behind Steven. And you hear the V8 of Spooky there. Spooky's got the inside line and a fresh rubber, but he's gonna weigh a little bit more fuel. Boobo just slots in front, but this isn't really a battle between these two, because Boobo's going to have to head into the pits. Just see, he can't hold the tight line there. Spooky with the fresh rubber just sweeps underneath and through. This could be a little bit of a mistake from Boobo. He maybe should have gone in with the guys there at the last lap, but we'll see how far it's going to drop back. I see Yaganat's definitely going to get him. See him just come round up the short straight. Should be safe from Comrade, but it could be closer. Comrade really is going to need tyres, I'd say. You just hear the car struggling there for grip. As we're now entering towards the last 10 minutes of the race. Will this come back to life? We had a bit of a lull there in the middle. See, Delta is heading into the pits now. One man who's definitely not in any trouble whatsoever is this man, Martin. As we're coming towards the last 10 minutes of the race, he is 19 seconds in the lead, so that's not going to affect him. We see Boobo's now jumped into the pits. Steven is being hunted by Spooky. Yaganat's maybe a little bit too far back. Mitsos has jumped in with him. G-Rabbit is going to go into the pits, so not disastrous for Boobo, but still think the lads just pipped him a little bit there on the strategy. He's gone on the softs for the last stint. Everybody else is probably on the supers. We'll run through the grid here as we see Martin coming across the line to start his lap 29 and the final 10 minutes of this race in round 5. So we have Martin setting a new fastest lap of 144.9 in first place. We've got Steven getting rid of a poundy there in second, which has allowed Spooky to go past. There's no actual rule that you have to burn off your poundies. Something I've been thinking about maybe bringing up with the organisers for a little while, that we should be looking at that as a rule. But Steven has just burnt off his penalty, and that's allowed Spooky through into second. Which you see, Spooky's just burning him off in the corner, which is perfectly legal in this series. So Steven has dropped himself down to third. Yaganat in fourth. Boobalubo 5th, so Jagannath's going to be safe from Boobalubo, but I don't think he's going to be able to pressure the guys in front. Comrade having a great race in 6th. Brood having a decent race in 7th, nice and steady. And you got Mr. Tom Nixon and Flapjack battling it out now, down towards turn 1. Tom's in 8th, Flapjack in 9th. Richie in 10th. G-Rabbit in 11th and Revs in 12th. We have Ricky in the pits. So we've also lost somebody, I am noticing. Is it Delta? Did we lose Delta? We did lose Delta, unfortunately. Flapjack is now past Tom. I was hoping that battle would last a bit longer. It seems to be the only battle we have currently on track. Although behind we have Richie and G-Rabbit getting very close together. G just looking for a gap. As we have yellow flags up ahead, I've just seen a puff of smoke. It's Tom. Let's jump back and see what happened to Tom. We're on board now with Tom Nixon. Everything seems okay so far. Just gets, oh, he just gets around onto the cement and into a tank slapper. So that's the end of that battle with Flapjack for Tom. See G-Rabbit now right up in behind Richie, but Richie and Tom both dive into the pits. That's going to release G-Rabbit at 9th. Richie's obviously had enough of them tyres. He's got more than enough fuel for the last 7 minutes. Spooky's holding second. Well, now he's ahead of the McLaren. He's using the grunt of that Aston just to break away. Stephen not really able to respond much in the McLaren. Here comes Flapjack in that menacing looking Ferrari. Rev's not had the greatest of days today. Still got 8.5 seconds worth of penalties. His front tyres looking quite worn as well. We got Martin coming round to start a new lap. What we'll actually do, we'll jump on board with the race leader, go for a spin around Fuji. As he approaches the very heavy braking point for turn 1. Car sits down nicely. No dramas, off the brakes and rolls her through. Doesn't really fight the car, just gets it settled, get it into the corner and through. Not much you can say about that lap, apart from a very well measured, very clean drive. You can see why he's so fast. It doesn't push the car past the limits of tyre adhesion. Keeps it going, because if you're sliding about, you're not going forward. So that was a lap with our race leader. As we're now into the final 3 minutes. So the last 2 laps of the race. We'll run through the grid one more time. Martin out in first. Spooky now in second. Being followed by Stephen. Jaganat in fourth. He's diving into the pits. Is he maybe not got enough fuel? Oh, disaster for Jaganat. He needs these boys to put fuel in quickly. Maybe should have just left tyres and not changed them. He didn't put fuel in. Why did he pit? I'm so confused right now. I thought maybe it was because he didn't have enough fuel, which it looks like he possibly doesn't, but he only changed tyres on back end. Oh, this could all be unraveling for Jaganat. This could be an absolute gift for Boobalubo behind. We'll have to keep an eye on Jaganat to see where he goes when he comes round the final corner. So anyway, we have Boobalubo in 5th, Comrade Mitsos in 6th, Brood in 7th, Flapjack in 8th, G in 9th, Tom in 10th, Revs in 11th, and Richie has give up the ghost in 12th. That's why he must be when he dived in. And we've got Ricky back out on the circuit. Let's keep an eye on. Stephen is starting to catch Spooky now, but just want to see where Jaganat goes, and then we'll jump back with those two. Is he gonna pit again? No, he keeps going, so maybe just didn't like those tires or something. I don't know. So this is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the final lap. The only battle we really have ongoing at the moment is these two here, Spooky and Steven. They've been battling throughout. Spooky just sets the fastest first sector. They are both pretty much identical on tyres. Maybe Spooky just a little bit more wet. Fuel wise, Spooky has a lot less, he's carrying less weight, so we'll see if that balances right. But Stephen is really pushing hard now, trying to force the subject with Spooky. As he looks to the inside, has he got it? Is he going to stop the turn? That's a fantastic move by Stephen. Just got him on the brakes, a little bit of extra grip from those tyres, got the car stopped and turned in time. Stephen now up to second. Would he be able to hold off the Aston on the start-finish straight though? So Martin has come home in first. He's crossed the line and finished. Stephen has enough of a gap, but looks of it, to take second. There's still quite a run down. Spooky is closing. No, well done to Stephen. Great move at the last bit. Stephen second, Spooky third. Jaganat's going to come home in fourth. Bubo Lubo in fifth. Comrade Mitsos is coming home in sixth. Brood in seventh. Flapjack's already finished in eighth. G-Rabbit ninth. Tom in 10th, Revs in 11th, Richie 12th, and Ricky 3rd.